everyone, I'm back. It's been a while. We were doing flooring in the house and stuff, so and Christmas and New Year's, so I just didn't have time to do a video. But I'm here. We're doing another video in my series of introducing my pets. Today I'm in a tent, as you can see. This is just a mosquito pop-up tent, but it's a safe place to be right now. I've got a sugar glider with me today. Her name is Evie, and I'll explain why later, but yeah, she's playing shy right now. She's in this pouch. There she is. That's Evie. The little sugar glider. She might come out and play a little bit later when she gets more comfortable, but she just had her nails trimmed, so she's a little upset. But anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd introduce sugar gliders today. This is going to be a two-part video. Today is just going to be a general knowledge and introduction of sugar gliders, and then the next video I'm going to do a care video on them. Essentially, it's just going to be what it takes to take care of them in captivity, their diets, their special needs, and all that, because they are an exotic pet, so they do require a little bit more attention. So yeah, if you see me looking down, I have notes on an iPad below me, so that's why I'm looking down. I can't remember all this. And I'm checking on her in her little pouch beside me here, so just seeing she's gonna come out and play. I've got things set up. I'll show you my little setup here in a second, but I've got some wheels and play toys over here. Well, actually, you can see a play toy in this corner over here, right here. It's a little cage, the pouch. It's got these fluff balls in it that she can bury in and play. Sometimes she does that. And then I have a wheel for her to run in. So that's over here too if she wants to play in it. But we'll see if she does or not. Sometimes, sometimes not. Right now she's just playing shy and wants to bury, so we'll see. Anyway, on with the video. I don't want to make this video too long. So Evie is what they classify as a white mosaic sugar glider. White mosaics are just the genre, the gene of them. There's different kinds. There's your regular sugar gliders, there's your white mosaics, there's your black beauties, there's just a whole bunch out there. It's just kind of like a breed of them. So Evie was born on August 17th, 2017. So she's coming up 2 years old, not quite. 17? Yeah. Hi. Just kind of checking things out here. Evie came from a rescue. So her story was her mother was in Houston, Texas, and the big Hurricane Harvey came through Houston, Texas, and her mother was in a wildlife rescue there, and it was in fear of being flooded by the hurricane. So they decided to contact a sister rescue of theirs that was in New Brunswick. And they shipped all their animals out there, so Evie's mom got shipped there, and shortly after being shipped there, she gave birth to one little baby sugar glider who was Evie. So she was born in the rescue, and I adopted her from the rescue. So that's how I got her. Her name, actually, when she was still at the rescue, a group of school kids came through the rescue, and they got to name her. And they named her Evie from the Pokemon Eevee. If anybody watches Pokemon, you'll know what I'm talking about. She kind of looks like it with her big ears and all that. So they named her Evie from the Pokemon. So I just never changed the name. I just kept it when I got her. And that's how she got her name. So that's a little bit about her. You'll notice that she does, if you see her up close here in this video, you'll notice she does have a little bit of hair off the top of her head. That's from over grooming. So they do that when they're either stressed or they're kept alone. They're very social animals, so they should be in groups of 2 or more. She doesn't get along with other sugar gliders, though, weirdly enough. I have a second sugar glider in another cage, and I've tried several times to introduce them to each other, and they just fight all the time. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, she does have a little hair off the top of her head from overgrowing, but she eats fine, she drinks fine, she's happy-go-lucky, so I'm not worried about it too much. But anyway, sugar gliders are found in the wild in mainland Australia, New Guinea, and some Indonesian islands, not all, but some. And they were also introduced by mankind into Tasmania. And as far as my research went about that, it was sometime in the 1830s, but we're not too sure exactly when. Of course, their descriptions, as you could see, they were very small. They're omnivores. So people who don't know that word, it means that they can eat both meat and grass and leaves and stuff like that. So I'll talk about their diets a little bit more in detail in the next video, in the carrot video. But yeah, so they are marsupials, and marsupials are along the lines of kangaroos, koalas, possums, all those that carry their babies in pouches on their stomachs. Yes, these guys do have pouches on their stomachs that they do carry their young in. I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, that's mainly just their descriptions. They have very long tails, and they have squirrel-like bodies, so they're often mistaken for flying squirrels. Anytime that somebody asks me, what's a sugar glider? I'm just like, think of a flying squirrel, but smaller. Because that's essentially what they are. They're very, very tiny flying squirrels. Full grown, which Evie is, from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail, they're about 9 to 12 inches long, with about half that being the tail. So I don't know if I can get her out here for you to show you her tail. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Can I get you out of there, or are you gonna let me? Oh, there we go. There's the tail. Yeah. She's like, let me go back in my pouch. Yeah. So, yeah, you can see the tail there, so that was pretty cool. No, she's just gonna run around. So, yeah, they have very, very long tails. Where are you going? And, they are about 9 to 12 inches long. They have, a wing membrane, just like a flying squirrel, in between their front and their hind legs, and they can glide. So that's pretty cool. If you give them a height, they can glide. They're about 5 ounces. The males, being bigger than the females, are about 5 ounces. The females are somewhere between 3 and 4 ounces in weight, so they're very, very tiny. Each of their feet have 5 fingers, just like us. They have 5 toes, and on the back of their toes, they actually have an opposable thumb. So they can grip and climb and do all of that. I'm waiting for her to jump on my camera, so we'll see if she does that or not, but I'm waiting. Yeah, the second and third toes on the hind leg are partially fused together, and it creates a grooming claw for them. So that little missing hair here on the head, she's using her 2 grooming toes to do that with. Lifespan of the sugar gliders. Wild gliders will live about 9 years. They're not very long lived in the wild. They're so tiny, you can imagine they have lots of different predators out there, so around 9 years is about their max in the wild. In captivity, however, if well looked after, they can live anywhere from 12 to 17 years. So yeah, their lifespan is significantly bigger in captivity. I think she sees herself in the camera and then she just hides. Um, so gliders are a number of in a number of what they call the Volpane family. I think I'm saying that right. And it just means gliding. So they're a gliding marsupial. And when they, like I explained before, when they open their front feet and their back feet, they get this wing membrane out there. It's really hard to show on camera because you just won't sit still long enough. But it is there. And they can use them as wings and jump, and if they have the right height for it, they can glide for about 50 meters or 55 yards. So it's pretty big space there. In the wild, they're very seldom found on the ground. They spend most of the time up in the trees, which keeps them safe from most predators. And they use their gliding technique to go from tree to tree. So, yeah. The reproduction part of them, they can go into heat several times in a year, so they're not subjected to one breeding season. When they do give birth, they give birth to 1 to 2 babies. And within minutes, even seconds after the babies are born, they will crawl up the mother's stomach and make their way into the pouch. And they are in the pouch for about 60 days. They do not come out. The babies are, oddly enough, just like kangaroos, called joeys. And the joeys weigh about 0.2 grams at birth, or 0.0071 ounces, so very tiny. The gestation period for them is 15 to 17 days before they give the birth and the babies go into the pouch. When they're first born and first go into the pouch, they're very undeveloped. They don't have any hair. They're born blind and deaf. The only sense that they have is smell. And the reason that they have smell is because the mothers, just inside the pouch, have a scent gland. And that scent gland helps guide the deaf and blind babies into the pouch. So they have to have that sense of smell to get there. They also have a special cartilage on their front shoulders when they're born. And it disappears soon after birth. And what that is for is it supports their forelimbs and gives them a little bit more strength to make the climb into the pouch. So like I said, the babies are in the pouch for about 60 days. When they then come out of the pouch, still blind when they come out. They're more developed, they have hair, they can hear, they can still have their sense of smell, but they are still blind when they come out of the pouch. And they spend their next few days just clinging to their mother's backs or stomachs or in the pouch. They can still go back in there. They stay clung to their mother because they still cannot see. They get their sight about 80 days old is when they can see. And they leave the mother and their nest when they're about 110 days old. The nests that they make are normally made in the hollows of trees, just like squirrels. They fill them with leaves, twigs, branches, fur, bits of fur if they can find it, anything to make them soft. In captivity, we still give them their nests, which are in the form of pouches that we hang in the cages with little bits of cloth. This is one of her pouches that she has hanging in the cage. It's got clips to hang it on the side, and it's got little pieces of fleece inside of it that she can curl into and hide. Keeps it nice and warm and cozy inside, and that's what they spend their days in. I mentioned before that they are nocturnal, so normally they're sleeping during the day. In captivity, we tend to wake them up sometimes just to give them some exercise. Like right now, it's in the evening here, but definitely not daytime. Yeah, so they usually come out at night. They have wheels in their cages and stuff that they like to jump around and run in. They do make sounds as well. They will make barking sounds. They actually sound like a small dog when they bark, like a chihuahua or something like that, which really confuses my dog some days. But yeah, they do make barking sounds. They'll make purring sounds when they're happy. And they make crabbing sounds when they are unhappy. If you've never heard a sugar glider crab before, stay on YouTube. Search out sugar glider crabbing because it is the funniest thing that you will ever hear. It almost sounds like a car that's engine will not start. It's very entertaining, but it does mean that they're angry, so you don't want to hear the crabbing. They do have very sharp teeth, so you do not want to get bit by one of these guys. I have several times. It's not fun. Yeah, no, they will make crabbing noises, so it's quite entertaining. The mothers, oddly enough, will sing to their babies as well. Again, look it up on YouTube. They're all over the place. It's very, very entertaining to listen to the mothers singing to their babies. So, highly suggest you look that up. Yeah, so I think that's about all I have for this video. She didn't come out and run around too much. She's still in the pouch. I was hoping she'd come out and be running around the tent here, but she wasn't. There she is. They do run around on here quite often. I don't know where she'll go. No? Let's see if I can get her run around the tent, because you can see her easier that way. I don't want to scare her though, so we'll just take this easy. Her, I can reach into the pouch and get her out. Rose, not so much. My other one, not so much. There you go. Go climb. Or you're gonna climb on me. Okay. Climb on me then. Oh. They do jump. They're all over the place, which is why I have the tent. Woo! So she can't get out. The tent, is, like I said, is just a mosquito tent. We're zipped in here, so she's nice and safe. She can't go anywhere, and it works wonders. Oh, she's in her other pouch now. I'll see if I can get some video footage here for you before we go. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we're gonna try. If I can, I will post it. I'll link it here at the end, but we'll see what I can do. Next video, I'm going to be, like I said, talking about diets and that kind of stuff, so look forward to that. And I'll leave a link to my Instagram and my Twitter at the bottom. If you want to follow me and haven't yet, please do so. I post pictures and all that of my animals. And we'll see you next time.
I don't have any more. Treats are all gone. Don't jump on my camera. Don't bite my toe. And also, owning sugar gliders means having claw marks on your hands all over the place. Because they have very sharp claws. Say bye, Evie.